I witnessed a terrifying scene. While playing with my son, I suddenly noticed that his eyes had lost their usual innocence. He kept staring at my body, up and down. What was even more unsettling was that he was making strange, labored breathing sounds. I sensed something was wrong and quickly pushed him away. But before I could ask him any questions, he returned to normal. At first I thought it was a hallucination and didn't think much of it. But that night, while I was sleeping in my room, he sneaked over to my bedside. Then he placed his hand on my forehead and gently stroked me. This indescribable sensation made me feel extremely nauseous. But the terrifying events were far from over. The next day, there was a party at home. I was simply interacting with my new husband, but he was standing nearby, glaring at me with a threatening look. That gaze made me feel a hint of fear. I was filled with doubts and wanted to find a time to talk to him seriously. But he intercepted me first and said very seriously that he would send my current husband to heaven. This turned my original concerns into anger, but he refused to listen to my advice and ran up to the attic without looking back. Since there were too many guests at home, I didn't want to lose my temper on the spot. Instead, I waited until the next day when my husband went to work before trying to talk to him seriously. But just as I was considering how to broach the subject, I accidentally cut my hand. I looked at the piano I often played in confusion. To my surprise, a blade was stuck in the crack. I knew this was my son's prank. Recalling what he had said last night, I was furious. Just as I was about to confront him, I suddenly heard his cries for help coming from the cellar. Without thinking, I rushed downstairs and saw him lying unconscious in the corner. I was terrified and immediately picked him up, only to find his body ice cold. At first I thought he had a high fever, so I quickly carried him to the bed and hurried to find medicine. But to my surprise, I found the underwear I had recently lost in his drawer. Due to the urgency of the situation, I had no time to think. I put the underwear away and walked to his bedside with a thermometer. But then I noticed he was constantly emitting low growls, even mixed with some incoherent words. I was terrified and wanted to get closer to listen carefully, but the next moment he gave a sinister smile.